Prabjot works at General Motors as an engineer. She's been with Birmingham Toastmasters for over 6 years. In her free time, she enjoys the wildlife, photography, loves to spend time with her family and friends. The title of her speech today is Yes to New Adventures. Everybody, let's please welcome Prabjot.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's start with a little mental exercise. So let's all close our eyes. I want you to recall the last time you did something new. Maybe you volunteered in a community garden, or tried new food, or hiked to a new place, or joined your first Toastmasters meeting. How did you feel in that moment? I imagine there was a sense of joy, excitement, and maybe accomplishment. Stay in this moment for just a couple more seconds. Now let's open our eyes. I hope you're feeling refreshed. I believe that new experiences are crucial to keeping life fresh and interesting. It is so easy to be bogged down by the busyness of life, be it at work, school, or taking care of our families, that we actually forget to live life. For me, it wasn't until I was in my late 20s that I became conscious about the fact that I was not living life. And I actively started to seek new experiences, new friendships, and new adventures. At that time, I had a master's degree, I had a good job, and I was about to start my PhD, my dream goal. And I knew that PhD was going to take next 5 to 6 years of my life, which means I would be in my mid-30s by the time I finish it. As I was projecting myself into that future, I did feel accomplished, but there was a void. I thought life has to be more than just a good job or a PhD. So in 2017, I made a conscious decision to seek new adventures and try new things. My sister, who was living with me at that time, got this calendar as a Christmas gift from her work that year. She wasn't going to use it, so I hung it in my bedroom. And the sole goal for this calendar was to track what new activities I did that year. It's hard to read, but all the green boxes are new things that I tried that year. I discovered Meetup, I discovered Groupon, and that's where I found all the events. I volunteered, I did yoga, meditation, horse rading, and many more things. And you know what else I did in 2017? I joined this Birmingham Toastmasters Club and never looked back. 2017 was a year for me that was full of adventures. I went out of my comfort zone, tried new things, and learned a lot about myself. And let me tell you, most of the events that I went to or activities I did by myself. Some with friends, but most by myself. So don't be afraid to do activities by yourself. Now fast forward to 2019. I met my partner, James, who is equally adventurous. I no longer have to track the activities I do because now we both enjoy the things, new things that we want to do. So last winter, I was visiting Oregon, and we decided to do something new. We went online and looked for things to do nearby and found this valley called Sun Valley in Idaho. We drove ourselves for 9 hours to the Sun Valley and landed in this beautiful valley that had mountains with contrast. On one side you had mountains with pristine pine trees. On the other side you had mountains that were barren with no trees at all. It was beautiful. It's essentially a ski resort. Most people there were there for skiing or snowboarding. James and I, we don't know how to ski. We don't know how to snowboard. But when you see people, even the toddlers, you want to do it. So we decided to take ski classes. And let me tell you, as adventurous as I am to trying new things, sports is not one of them. But I said to taking the ski class. The next day, we got our ski rentals, we got the skis, we got the ski boots, we got the helmet, and we got the ski poles. And off we were to the slopes. We were introduced to our teacher, who I would describe as the most patient teacher. She tried her best to teach me how to ski. I remember one incident so clearly from that ski class, which I will have it for my life. When she was teaching me how to go down the slope, she stood with her heels in, toes out, and the ski pole here, and she asked me to stand with my toes in, heels out, and holding her. And she would go down the slope, and she would teach me how to control my body down the slope. We did this for a couple of rounds. During one of the rounds, she was standing like this, and there was a downward slope here, and I was obviously holding on to her, and she shook a little, which means I lost my balance, and I fell down. It is very hard to stand on the skis. You cannot stand on the skis. So all I could do was, I had my teacher's legs here, and I was sitting on my skis, and I had no control over my body, and I just went sliding down. I had no idea where I was going to stop. But eventually, I did stop because we were on a gentler slope, luckily. I didn't break my arms, but the next day I was sore. However, I laughed my heart out that day because I felt like a kid again. And this is the memory that I will keep with me for the rest of my life. So this was my new adventure to try something that I was skeptical to do. So I will leave you with one suggestion. Be intentional with scheduling time off and trying new things. Say yes to the new adventures. Before you go to bed tonight, schedule a new activity for yourself for this month. Mr. Toastmaster.